Hi everyone. Now, basically, I'll just show you just now. I've been tying a few different emerger patterns, flies like these, and these are patterns that I fished. I have fished these even dry. Right on the surface, just by kinking them up. More so the ones like this here. I recently filmed a dry fly version with the tail in this. I think I may have one line here. Right, here's a lighter version. This is one without the hackle. It's basically to just make it as sparse as possible. Sometimes you need to do that. Let more light through. Fly doesn't float as long, but it floats long enough to catch the fish, and that's the idea. Now, some of the flies, when I'm tying, when I've still got the material, line, I'll tie different patterns, different styles, even tie large mayfly. In this case, this is a kind of large pattern. Tie a couple of versions. This one here, a gold rib. Much like the emergers, I'll do the same. This one's got it's got a clear, it's a unimila clear, it's a clear rib, but I colour it with a pen. This one's got the gold rib. There's lots of things I do. Now, I'll quickly tie. I'll show you the quick emerger. Now I'm using in this case a uni thread in orange. I'm going to use a gold rib on this. This is just a small tinsel gold rib. It's usually best to tie it on the way down. Now I vary the body the ribs, obviously colours. This time of year this colour really works. Dubbing, I'm using this is a hare's body fur, a bit of UV, and there's actually a wee bit of CDC dyed olive fibres mixed through it as well. And so just kind of lightly dub it on, just to form the body. I'm going to leave that wee orange tag at the back, you may see it there, just with the thread. Just wind this up to in line with in this case, the point of the hook. Now the hook I'm using, I'll show you the hook. It's this one. It's a full and mill. It's basically it's a check nymph, size 16. It's quite a big size, like it's more like a 14, but it's a nice size for early flies or flies coming off. And secure that in. To keep the thread tight, you can bend and break away the tinsel. Now, in the mayfly, I use dyed olive. This is a grey partridge feather. So what I want to do is just form some legs. I'm not going to wind this. I'm just going to cut it. So I've got a right and a left fibres. I'll do 2 or 3. And you'll get 2 or 3 out of each. Depends on the size you're tying. So I've got a right and a left here. Legs, I quite like them long, to be honest with you. Just hold them so there's fibres either side of the body. 2 or 3 turns. You can see that there. Sits nice. Tighten up. Trim this away. Now you can actually use this as I'll show you what you can do as well. You can actually use that as a thorax cover. So I'm just going to fold it back. You'll see how it's folded back. Now, the thorax area, we could use much the same. I'm just going to use the same dubbing. Again, you could put a hackle on it, in the front if you want, but that's the legs at the back is good enough. So what I'll do is I'll just put some more dubbing. Now I like to take the thread up to about maybe a head and a half from the eye. Leave a space for your head. So I'm just working up towards the legs and the thorax cover. Just come through it. Keep it reasonably loose. Now what I'm going to do is just bring out some of the dubbing, top, and just basically bring it down either side, especially from the top area. You'll see it there. I'm going to put horns in. So it gives more arcadis. At the same time, it can just like the horns on some of these flies. Just does it make any difference to the fly? No, not really, to be honest with you, but I like to do it. I like to do it in quite a few flies, because these will give the impression a cod is hatching as well. So what I'm doing there, as you can see, I folded it back, the waist, horns are there, trim that off. Just come over the top with the thorax cover, and you can see it there. Just using the waist, really, the partridge, trim that away. And we just tidy up. I usually like to bring the thread towards the eye and then work up. That's fine. Foot finish. Don't be shy with the head. Part of the fly gives them it basically gives it a nice shape. Trim that away. Wants to sit down a wee bit better. There we go. Great wee pattern, get a good wee style of fly. And then it's just a matter of a wee coat of varnish. Now tidies all the colours. It's a great style of fly, this. Now I'm going to do another fly. I'm going to I'll tie the mayfly in this fly, just to show you. One of the things I like to do when I'm tying, and when I used to tie a lot, and looking for ideas, I would, before I tidied my desk, I would sit down and tie a fly with the materials on my desk. I'll zoom out a wee bit so you can see this. It's a bigger fly. Now I'm using a size 10, so I would just use the materials on my desk that I've been tying with. Hook choice, well, usually when I'm tying sort of loch style wets, Irish patterns, I would use this type of hook. It'd be it's a heavyweight, it's a good strong, size 10 is the average size, believe it or not. 10s, 12s, even 8s you can cut, depend. This fly here gives a great impression of like a mayfly. It's just a spring olive mayfly. It's a spring olive colours, that's what I would call. And I would tie the fly like that. So I basically tie with the material lying on my desk a different pattern, different style. So same thread, orange. It's good practice as well. See, when you're tying flies, it's a good way of practicing. Now when I was tying the dry flies, I was using a Coq de Leon fibre. This is the fiery ginger. This one's from whiting. These are saddle feathers I'm using. So you just want to bring your fibres 90 degrees from the stem and tear them away. So just tying it on. Good length. That being a mayfly, you want decent length. Also, I was using the horns. I'll use some of the fibre on top, some of the bronze mallard. So just bring out half a dozen fibres or so, much the same length. Just set that on top. Trim it the length of the body. Now I've got my tinsel again. Now you could change it to an oval tinsel, but I'll just keep it the flat. Oval tinsel may be a wee bit stronger, so maybe you should use that instead. Or you could use the Unimila clear, like I did in this one here, and I changed it to brown. So again, it just gives you a slight variant. As I say, it's just another way of experimenting, and easily, as many times I've come up with a really good pattern with just with the materials lying on my desk. It works extremely well. So same dubbing we used in the nymph, it's just that mix of hare's fur, a bit of dyed olive seal's fur and a wee bit of UV. Now I'm going to use it, I'm leaving a good couple of head lengths from the eye. Now in the dry flies I was just using this cape here, which remains of this. It's just a kind of Greenwell's furnace type hackle. It's quite light in colour, not many feathers left. So tie it in. Just I just broke off the bottom there for speed. Leave some of the stem so you can tie it on, because I'm going to palm the body with it. And then you want a good turn or two at the top. You want the best marked fibre of this feather is it's at the back. So as we come down, then we can bring the rib up through to, basically we're cross ribbing the hackle, which obviously protects it. Just as you get to the top, just draw any fibres going forward, just draw them back and then bring the rib up through. Just caught them there, anyway. Make sure it's tight. Tighten my vice here. Anyway, we trim away the rib. Come in. Cut away the remains of the hackle. Just tidy this area up. I've been using as well. These are dyed. It's just partridge feathers. Are just the remains of a partridge skin. I dyed them. In this case, it's a brown olive actually. I think I may have said olive in the thing, but it's actually brown olive I dyed these feathers. Now, just reveal the tip of the feather. Trim it. Catch it on the face of the feather towards the eye, or the front of the feather, sorry. And then it's just a matter of stroking back these fibres. I may use it all. You can, because of the type of fly it is, don't be shy with the fibre. Now, as I say, it's just like a spring olive mayfly, as I call it, because of the style of what it is. Certainly worth fishing when the mayfly are coming off. It's a good colour combination. So make sure you screw that in. And can you break that off? These feathers can break off quite easy like that. I mean, you could stop at that. You could tie them smaller sizes like this for when olives are coming off. You get the lake olive it's hatching, or even in the river. You could fish a wet fly in the smaller sizes, just like this. But obviously reduce it. Now I've gone back to my dubbing. Tighten it on. Just nice wee head. A dubbing. Stroke it back. Now doing this gives it a very nymph-like look, because you've got a head. I just like the softness and the way it comes in. I've done it on lots of flies over the years and I found it to work. To varnish the thread, or the head, just run some varnish down the thread. And then wet finish. There you go. Now I've got some tied, so I've got a couple of each of these, and I've got a couple with the gold rib, and the one I've tied here. Now if you want to see the shape of the fly, add a wee bit of heat. I mean, when you're winding on, especially these stiff like fibres, I mean that's fine the way it is. It tends to, as you wind, the fibres get caught up as you wind with the stem. So a wee bit of heat just brings them back out, so I'll just add a wee bit of heat using the hairdryer. There you go. Just enough just to lift the fibre. You see the shape of the fly. This is what it's going to look like. Where would I fish this? Probably, well, you need to ask a good Irish fly fisher. These boys are better fishers than I am when it comes to large mayfly. I would put it in the top dropper, but it's a type of fly you could put in the point, even though it's a palmer. These soft Indian feathers, these cotton eggs, are quite soft, really mobile, so you could easily put it in the point and give the impression of a nymph. There's this type of fly I would fish probably, I mean, a dull day, like, but you could, a bright day as well, because it's quite a bright fly in certain points. But anyway, there we are, folks. I hope you enjoyed the two flies I tied. As I say, it's the same materials as there. It's just two different patterns completely. So just using what stuff's lying on your desk, and this is what you can come up with. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed that, and again, thanks for watching.